our national anthem singing Out of the Stormy Past. And that reminds me of another spiritual, which is the storm is passing over. The storm is passing over, and we are in the middle of a storm. And as we're in this storm, it is important that we stay together, that we support one another. I was at Cafecito recently, where a number of people who were feeling the pain of this moment reflected on the following. Our ancestors had it worse. For me, that is a personal and true statement, because my mom and my grandparents are Holocaust survivors. My mom was born in a Nazi concentration camp, was liberated by the U.S. Army 7 days later. And they came to the United States of America because they believed in our values. And I grew up with that belief. And in my family, the difference between being born in that concentration camp, standing here as your Attorney General, having worked for President Barack Obama, and Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, is one generation. That's what America's about. We cannot forget the vision of America. America as a nation whose motto is Vi Pluribus Unum. Out of many, we are one. Diversity and inclusion is our strength, which is why on the first day of our current president's administration, it is so offensive and wrong that he would deign in an executive order to say that birthright citizenship is no longer, he can't do that. We went to court and we're stopping him. It is also wrong for those who are vulnerable and need Meals on Wheels, or survivors of domestic violence, or public safety and critical transportation efforts, for the federal government to unilaterally, through the executive branch, cut off mandatory funding. We went to court to protect Colorado, and we won again. And when it comes to the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, they sought to get access to our sensitive and personal information. And in our office, the prior record of complaints from Coloradans was set around this unilateral funding cut, and this DOGE access set our all-time record. We went to court to protect Coloradans, defend the rule of law, and we won again. A critical question in this moment is, will the rule of law hold? Will our freedoms be protected? And I'm telling you, I will give every ounce of my being to fight for these core values of our republic, whether it's reproductive freedom, rights of immigrants, right of the LGBT community, right of all of us. We have to together stand together and remember that all of us need all of us. That's what America's about. And I am genuinely hopeful, not just because that's how I grew up, but because of what I've seen here in Colorado. When I went around our state and had 19 town halls about whether this Kroger-Albertsons merger was a good idea, I heard a very clear answer. Hell no. We went to court and we stopped that merger. And right now, as King Soopers employees are striking for fair wages and fair working conditions, we've got their back. We've got their back because last time it turned out these companies had an illegal agreement not to hire each other's workers during a strike. We're in court to fight them on that too. And finally, what I'm fighting for is a better future for our kids. which means protecting our land, air, and water. Educational opportunity, addressing our youth mental health crisis. Young people are hurting right now, spending 5 hours a day on social media, going down dark holes, not sleeping. We've got to do better for our kids. That's why I'm suing Meta to change how they operate. And we're taking the funds that we get from having Stephanie sued Schl to support school community partnerships, to help young people build better lives for themselves, better relationship and resilience. This is a scary time. This is a stormy time. And I believe this storm will pass over, and that all of us can draw on our strength, stand together for this democratic republic, stand together as Coloradans for a better future. That's what I'll do as your Attorney General. That's why I want to serve as your next governor. Thank you all for your engagement. I appreciate you all.